Well, hey there folks, and welcome back once again to the Hop House. It's Eddie here. Time for another beer review. It's time for another virgin beer review. It's also another non-alcoholic beer. Yeah. So, if you've just found us, do us a favour. I'll get the housekeeping out of the way. If you just found us here on the channel, go on, give us a thumbs up, give us a like, share, subscribe to this channel. It's the Hop House with that hoppy beer, with that good house music. We're on the beer side. And a couple of months back, I was trying to trim down a bit and also save a bit of longer, so I cut out the beer for a month, and I went and did a few reviews of either low alcohol or non-alcoholic beers. A lot of the breweries put out 0.5% jobbies, so go check some of them out on the channel. Go on, go. I'll be waiting. Come on, I'll stay here. Alright, welcome back. So, yeah, we're going to do a non-alcoholic beer. But not only that, this beer claims to be good for you. It's got vitamins and stuff in it. It's isotonic, apparently. A beer that's good for you. Okay, so we are going with this beer. It's from German brewery Erdinger. And it is their Erdinger Weissbrau. So it's a Weiss beer, and it's Erdinger Alcohol Frei. Alcohol Frei! I know it's supposed to be German, I'm pronouncing it as Scottish. That's sort of how it's... Alcohol Frei! Apologies to anybody German watching or anybody Scottish. I probably offended both of you. So it is a isotonic and contains vitamins. It's got in it, it's isotonic recovery drink. How bizarre is that? It's in a 500ml can. Now, I bought this from a little Tesco Express near my work. Don't think it cost much. I can't remember how much it cost. Maybe like £1, £1.50, something like that. Excuse me, it wasn't a massive amount of money. And I stuck it away in my beer stash. It's sort of been down the back out of the way, and we've had a bit of an ooh-ah in the kitchen, hence you've got the living room in the background, and I had to clear the beer stash out, and I was like, you know what, I need to review that. Totally forgot all about it. So I've whacked it in the freezer. It's been in the freezer about half an hour just to chill it down. Right, let's get it out into the glass. Hopefully it's not going to be too lively. Please don't be too lively. No, that's good, that sounds good. Right, okay. Got the Purity beer glass for this one. It's not far off of a pint. So a Weiss beer, we are looking at probably quite orangey in colour, white head on it, and that's kind of what we're getting. Weiss beer is sort of similar, it's a wheat beer, so it's similar to things like in Belgium they have Hoegaarden and that kind of thing, and Franziskaner. So I expect it to be quite orangey. It's got a lovely white head on it. Look at that white head. Like that. It's got a bit of haze to it, and it's not chilled haze, but I expect that, because if you have like Hoegaarden and those kind of beers, they are quite hazy, but they're really sort of orangey and clovey and banana-y in smell and taste. I've not actually done a Weiss beer yet on the channel. I don't know why. I've not delved into sort of Belgian beers. A lot of the stuff I've got is readily available in supermarkets, and I have concentrated on really hoppy stuff because that's my preferred style. But this, considering that this is supposed to be good for you, it looks pretty damn interesting. Very good. I like. Alright, should we get the nose in there? Should we give it a whiff, see what we can sniff? Let's do it. Time to go in there, give it a whiff, see what we can sniff. It's got the same sort of smell, like a peaty smell, that the St. Peter's had when we did the St. Peter's 0%. It was like a peaty kind of earthy smell that was trying to clone or replicate the hops. I know overall on the smell it wasn't great, but it really worked in the taste. Now, considering that this is a 0% beer as well, it's very, very, very similar in the smell. Now, normally, if I had this as an alcoholic beer, it would put me off. I'd probably run a mile with that smell. But I know what the crack is. See if we can get a little bit more of the can in, because there's a little bit left, just to see if there's any sediment going, you see. There we go. It's got a lot more cloudy. That is very cloudy indeed. So could it be a can conditioned alcohol-free beer full of isotonic and vitamins? Interesting. Getting a little bit banana-y, a little bit of banana, mainly that peaty smell. We now pour that in, I'm getting a little bit of banana and maybe a bit of orange that you'd get with the likes of a Hoe Garden or something like that, or a Blue Moon, which is more that wheat beer style. But this, of course, is a German Weiss beer, not a Belgian one. Again, I've said before many times, I'm not a brewer, I'm not an expert, I don't brew my own beer. So I could be getting styles totally mixed up, and if that's the case, I apologise. Right, bottoms up down the hatch. Tastes very similar to the St. Peter's, and I like the St. Peter's. Tastes almost identical to the St. Peter's that I had. So it was a 0%. It's called the St. Peter's without gold, was it? Or St. Peter's without blonde. And it's got this really nice taste that replicates hops. Or replicates the hoppiness of like a golden beer. Not quite sure if I drink this after a session in the gym, as it's claiming it's a recovery drink. But fair play, it's holding head really well and it looks the part. Right, we'll do a bit of lace division. For those that love the lacing, look at that. It's really well. It's really following the head round really remarkably. Some great chasing on the lacing. I really like that. So yeah, the smell's peaty. The taste is a bit tangy, a bit fruity. But it makes me do that, which is one thing that hoppy beer makes me do. It makes me go, and this is a very good substitute for that without the boozy element. I'm not sure if it's lactose that does that, because it's sort of got like a yogurty feel to it. So it does taste like there's lactose in there. But I don't mind that. I actually quite like that. I quite liked it on the St. Peter's and I quite like it on this. That's a tasty beer. A little bit of the banana and the clove in there that you would kind of expect from a Weiss beer. Maybe that's what the St. Peter's is based around. Again, I haven't done many Weiss beers. That's really good. That's really good. Let's have a read of the can. So, alcohol free. Registered trademark. So we have wheat beer. This distinctively refreshing beer. Oh, sorry, that writing's really small. I'm squinting here and my eyesight's bloody good. This distinctively refreshing flavour of our isotonic thirst quencher Erdinger, alcohol free, is what makes it so unique. Its purely natural ingredients supply the body with important nutrients in the forms of vitamins B9 and B12. These help reduce tiredness and promote the normal functioning of the body's immune system. B12 also promotes normal energy metabolism. Contains 30 milligrams per 100 milliliter and 150 milligrams per portion, 500 milliliter of polyphenols. Excuse me. Not alcohol free for purposes of UK food law. Contains less than 0.5% per volume. A varied and balanced diet and a healthy lifestyle are important. So it's not alcohol free. It is actually not. It just says contains less than 0.5%. So it's not a total 0%er. And it gives you quite a lot of nutritional value that doesn't really mean a lot to me. Because half of it's in German. Ingredients: water, wheat malt, barley malt, hops, yeast, carbon dioxide. And then the same in different languages. So it doesn't say anything about any lactose being used in there. Maybe it is the wheat that provides that sort of peaty smell and the replication of the hops. But, you know, I've had a couple of other alcoholic beers today, and it's actually quite refreshing finishing on this. I quite like it. It's bang on. When I did pick it up, it is a bit weird because it sort of looks half like a beer and half like an energy drink. Weird. Erdinger. I've got a funny story about Erdinger. Should have said this earlier in the video. So, a very good friend of mine, I won't name him, but he's a viewer of the channel. So, he'll probably see this and probably wet himself. With laughter, that is. He's not incontinent. We were out on a night out in Wakefield. It's gone back years. So I was probably in my mid-20s. And he was known for his cheesy chat-up lines. And I mean like cheesy as in like, oh, go away. Just seriously. He had a few slaps around the face a few times. And we were in a nightclub in Wakefield that's sadly not open anymore. Changing the times and all that. And he was at the bar and this girl came. She was from down south. She was posh. And she said, oh, are you having a good night? And he had a pint of Erdinger. And he's like, oh yeah, love, yeah, it's been a great night. You can't beat being out with your mates holding your dinger in your hand. And it worked. It was a stupid chat line, holding your dinger in your hand. And she laughed her head off, and he ended up seeing her for a few months. I mean, it didn't work out. But sometimes these things don't, do they? But that was just a random story about Erdinger. Not about this beer. This is the alcohol-free version. Alcohol free! Right, I've been waffling on for long enough now, haven't I? So, rating-wise, I like that. Would I give it 2 thumbs up? Thumb and a half. I'll give it a thumb and a half. Reason being is it's probably not something I would drink on a regular basis, but if I'm going to do a month off or a dry January or a sober for October or something like that, then this is probably a beer, along with the St. Peter's and the Thornbridge one, that I would probably get because it's tasty. It's pretty damn good and it's pretty tasty. So thank you very much, Erdinger, for your alcohol free, and you get a thumb and a half from me. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you again for another beer review right here on the Hop House. Ciao for now, people.